I've had children, literally 13-year-old children, come to the shop and try strawberry Red Bowie and loved it. They were with their parents. All right. They were with their parents. I'm not peddling CBD to children. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host, Steven Seagal. This is the Marked for Death podcast where we discuss action movies from 80s and 90s.
Sir.
I'm joking. That is our opening bit. This is the A-List CBD podcast. My name is Ray. This is my homie Shermon.
Shermon Braithwaite in the building. What's up, guys?
How's it going, guys? So today what we're going to do is, this is sort of an experimental thing that we're doing. I'm not sure how good this is going to be, but we're going to try it. We're going to try one of our products for you, which is Red Bowie CBD tincture. It's going to keep us calm, a little more fluid with the verbal fluency. We're going to talk about Shermon and his journey as a model and actor. He was on the show American Grit. So we are going to do a lot of that stuff, and I hope you guys enjoy that.
Oh, man. Well, thank you for having me, Ray. Ever since you introduced me to CBD, I've been very mellow, very calm, and feeling more relaxed because I have anxiety with all these different shows. When I'm on a show or whatsoever, I probably needed some CBD at that time. So, being on American Grit and doing all these shows and doing all these runway shows, you get a lot of anxiety and, adrenaline rush. So now I've been taking CBD. What is this? This is the Red Bowie.
We're actually going to take this right now. This is the Red Bowie CBD tincture. We're going to take one each. So what I'm going to do is we're going to try to do this. This is all improv right now. I'm going to take mine first, right?
Yeah, you go first.
Okay, so let's do this. And I know we're not mic'd up like crazy, but... So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a half dosage of 50 milliliters because I already took some this morning. And we are going to wait 30 seconds. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm going to take it too. Get that. All right, so this is...
Just the 5.5.
So what I do, I just squeeze it right?
Mm-hmm. To the 0.5 and just squeeze whatever is left. Yeah, that's good. Just drop that in underneath the tongue, and I'll tell you when to swallow.
Very nice.
So I can already see that we're going to edit most of that out because that just kind of worked really oddly. Red Bowie, though, amazing stuff. Mine tasted real good. You could swallow yours right now. How's the taste on that?
The Red Bowie tastes like strawberries.
I've had children, literally 13-year-old children, come to the shop and try strawberry Red Bowie and loved it. They were with their parents. They were with their parents. I'm not peddling CBD to children. You need to be 18 and over to buy anything here.
Yeah.
But go on. I want to talk about your experience on American Grit and how was that basically the pivotal moment in your career where like things started to happen? Yeah.
Sometimes when I was on American Grit, I didn't know what to expect.
You know what? First of all, to people who don't know what it is, American Grit was a show hosted by John Cena, the wrestler from the WWE.
JC.
Yep. And it was like a Ninja Warrior-esque Spartan race Tough Mudder-like show, right?
Yeah. Very gritty, very gritty. It was a lot of competition, mostly with mental. Like you have to mostly be more mental strength.
Can you talk about any of the stunts you did on it?
Yeah. We had to go upside down into a lake. Our first mission was to go be like they would tie our feet to this big crane or whatsoever. Yeah. And they would face us upside down. They would dump us in the water and then bring us back up. I remember that day. Oh my gosh, it was so cold. And then they had the helicopters coming around. So basically a lot of blood was rushing to our heads. And we're getting dizzy.
How were you tied up? Like by the feet or something?
By the feet. They was just dipping us in like some fishes, man.
Where did it take place? Where was it?
It was in Georgia. Georgia, Savannah. It was actually in the forest. They went in some underground. But Yeah, and the weather is fluctuate. You know, the weather fluctuates.
So it was like cold and it was hot.
Yeah.
How did you get involved with the show? Did you have to audition? Did your agent send you? Was it just like by chance?
Oh my gosh, the way I did this, I did it through
Move this a little
backstage.
closer.
Yeah, the
There
way
you
I
go.
did this is through backstage, because backstage I used to hustle on my own. Anywhere I go, apply for castings. I was on it. You know what I'm saying? And I still do it. So once I got the message, I did a video, a Skype, and they loved me, and they flew me out to LA. And I was nervous as hell, praying and everything, whatever I needed to do. So I drew pictures for the executive producers, and it was like, "Oh my God, that's so beautiful." We were stuck in the
That's
hotel
amazing.
room. We were stuck in a hotel room in LA for a long period of time. So
Have you ever been to LA prior to that?
no, that was my first time, and
I've been there a few times. I used to go there for this music festival,
You used to
Electric
do
Daisy
music?
Carnival. I used to be a DJ for 10 years, man.
Holy crap! You got to spin some on the wheels, man.
I'm too. I think that I would not be like current with what's cool, because I was spinning a while back, and even though I was into dance music, it's just the people that I like might not be as current right now. I feel like the genres are sort of merging together, which I do like. I do like that. I didn't like trap before. I kind of like some of the more melodic stuff that's going on now.
Yeah. You know what I think? I think your music genre, you can make people like it now that social media is so big, right?
Yes, that's true. I am a big proponent, and I think people know this that have listened to any of my podcasts or watched any of my videos before. I don't think of social media as just like a way to show my life or like a cool slice of the way I'm living. I like to use it as a business tool, as a way to promote my own message. And literally anyone can do that. That's the craziest thing about today.
Like even with a brand, like with CBD and everything, I've tested it. I didn't know about CBD until I passed by this store. And then you guys have a Instagram as well. And I was like, oh, let me check it out. You know what I'm saying? And the stuff that you give me, the Red Bowie.
Red Bowie.
Oh, Red Bowie. Oh my gosh. Right now I'm feeling relaxed. Like I could just chill.
Yeah. I did notice when we were setting up, I was like, fuck, is this podcast going to be good? You know what? This is a safe podcast, by the way. If you want to like curse or anything, it's fine. But yeah, I was like, man, is this podcast going to be good? I'm not really sure. But, it's really flowing now, guys.
Yeah.
So back to American Grit, right? Yeah. You're flown to LA by this. They paid for everything?
Yeah, they paid for everything.
Dude, that is amazing.
And the first person I seen was in like some wolf pack slippers. And I was like, what the hell? Like they got all kinds of people
like
from
wolf
everywhere.
Slippers?
Yeah. He was a contestant. I was like, what the hell? So, I got a little cocky and I was like, oh, I got this. You know what I'm saying? Look at these guys in here. So, yeah.
But I mean, you're dude, you are jacked. So like when you got on there, like how did the people like look? Were they as big as you? Were some guys kind of like slim and slender? Some guys overweight? Like how was the contestants on that? Because I've never seen the show. I just seen trailers of it and commercials.
Right. Well, they had George Foreman's son on there.
Oh yeah, how did he do?
He was on the green team. I hate the green team, but that's what's up. They did what they needed to do. But they were jacked. But I was jacked, and I was like in a more like I want to win this competition, regardless if you jacked or not. So
right. What were you working out then already?
Yeah,
like how often? Like, let me ask you this, man, because I'm curious about this. Because I see your Instagram posts and I'm like, this guy's jacked. Like, how often do you work out?
To be honest, I do 50 push-ups a day.
Okay.
I haven't been working out like that. I used to bike ride a lot.
So you're just genetically gifted.
I believe so.
Some people,
it's coming to
like my genetic gift is to look young forever, apparently.
Yeah, you do
because
look
I'm 39 years old. I don't gain weight. So I could eat like crap every day.
Yeah.
But I won't gain weight. I'll just get unhealthy. That's like the gift that I got. I didn't get the I'm always jacked gift.
So you telling me your brother is the most, because he's athletic and he does Ninja Warriors or whatsoever, and you're just young. You're just gifted with the young looks.
Yeah. My entire family is basically we all look pretty young, including my other brother who you've met.
Yeah.
We all look that's just a gift we got from our parents, I guess.
That's what's up.
Clint is 46. He's on American Ninja Warrior. The guy's like he's been working out since college though. So you got to think about it, like how developed his muscles are, because I know that's a thing.
Yeah,
if you just started working out versus somebody's been working out for 10 years, the guy's just gonna look like a monster, right?
Yeah.
Do you experience a lot of like overtraining or like soreness or anything like that you would want to go to like a CBD product or, you know?
Yeah, like, you know, sometimes I get like back aches and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I believe it's this cream that you guys gave me.
Yeah.
You remember the cream?
Yeah, I think it was the Red Bowie muscle gel, if I'm correct.
Yeah, and that cream, you know.
That's, I think I have some on here. That's this guy right here.
Oh my gosh.
This is going to smell like icy hot, right? But it basically does the same thing, but better. It's got CBD in it, 250 milligrams. Oh, sorry, 150 milligrams. I'm sorry. But this was started by an MMA fighter. And he actually has a jiu-jitsu team that uses Red Bowie. That's what he wanted to do with the company, was create a product that MMA fighters or jiu-jitsu practitioners could use that was easy to take. The cream is easy. You apply it like lotion. Yeah. And then it's like instant relief. Yep.
It's like a muscle relax. Like, you know, you can start moving. You don't even need to stretch if that's how it feels. But the cream is beautiful and it helps me through my journeys. And I wish I had this on American Grit because my body was very tense. And you know, your body gets stressed out when you're in a different place, a different atmosphere. So, you know, you definitely need something to calm. Actually, one of my teammates had a lot of anxiety and she was freaking out like all the time. I'm not going to mention her name, but she was like, I want to, and you know, you have babies and everything. You go home to your family.
Did you win a prize if you won the whole thing? Or
yeah, it was 250,000.
What?
Yeah, 250.
That's
G's.
$250,000. That's how much it costs to start a dispensary in New York City. We looked it up. That's why we were not the rich Asians, so we started an A-list CBD shop instead because it's a little too much money. $250K, man.
Yeah. And you know, it actually landed in the right hands. You know, Gigi, congrats to you again. This is like 4 years back, but you know, but yeah, 250K is pretty dope, man.
That's life-changing money, bro. That's
only if you know how to use it properly and stuff like that. But yeah, it's, you know, it was a great journey, and you know, CBD wasn't out at that time, so you know, I could have really used it. Yeah,
I think at the time, how long ago was that? How many years ago?
That was like 5 years back.
5 years.
Yeah, 5 years back.
I think it was around, but it isn't as like widespread to the public as it is now. It's like I feel like everyone is jumping on the CBD bandwagon. There's a lot of fake products. I'm not saying every company is fake, but you have to be careful. Go to a place where you can test products out, you know, yourself, where people know about it. I don't want to diss like smoke shops or like these small, you know, just sell bongs and stuff. Yeah, be real. It's very hard to tell what a good product is because packaging doesn't matter. It might say something and it might not be that. A-List is, we're proud to say that we have a sampling table and we allow you to just try all the products there. I've literally spent, I remember the first time you came in, I spent like 45 minutes with you.
Oh my gosh.
And I do that all the time. I want people to feel comfortable.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I want people to feel comfortable, to be able to come in and say, hey, you know, that thing that I bought, worked out really well. A lot of people say, oh, it was good. I was taking more than one dose. Do you have something stronger? And I never try to upsell people to the most expensive thing. Like I really don't like doing that.
You work with them.
Like when I could kind of sense when somebody is I can tell they're worrying about the price, you know, like when I tell them, and I'm like, you know what? You could get a similar effect by combining these two, and it's going to cost you $20 less.
And the gummies, I remember I got the gummies for you.
Yeah, so the gummies are right here.
Gosh. Oh, that's the gummies
these
right
there. These are Red Bowie CBD gummies. They are $20 now. They used to be $25. Now they're $20, and you get 20 pieces. Gummies are really good for when you can't necessarily smoke CBD, because I do like to do that also. And you don't necessarily want to drop oil in your mouth. It just looks kind of weird to do that in public. But eating a gummy bear or a gummy is much easier. People just think you're eating a candy.
Yeah, because I take some of the gummies before castings and going to, like, you know, big auditions and stuff like that. And it definitely calms my soul, and it calms me for the whole, you know, day.
Yeah.
I just mellow out.
I know that you were running late because you were at a casting today. Like how did it go? Like, was it hectic?
It was because right now.
Can you talk about it?
Yeah, of course, of course. Right now it's Fashion Week, so every time in January, they.
What was it for exactly?
It was for Essence.
Yep.
Essence,
so like a show, like a fashion show.
No, Essence magazine.
Oh, the magazine.
Yeah.
I am so old.
Yeah.
When you finally told that to me, I was like, oh, I've seen that magazine.
Yeah. So
nice, man. So like a photo op, or
it's many other things in fashion. It's just with fashion. And you go to these castings, you see a lot of other people. It's a adrenaline rush, and you just go in and do what you do. So nerves comes with that. So I took a gummy bear before I head over there, and I felt calm today. And even coming on this podcast, I'm very calm because this coffee is hitting, dog.
Yeah. This coffee that we're drinking right now is Miracle. It's from Miracle. This is the espresso roast we're drinking right now. It seems like I'm just plugging all these products, but it is a CBD podcast.
Yeah.
But this stuff really does work. We're sipping on coffee right now. We just made it before. Cheers, man. I really do like this because the thing with CBD coffee that's different than regular coffee is when you drink a lot of coffee, even if it's cold brew, which is like a little less jittery, you get jitters. All right. With CBD coffee, I brew 8 cups a day, and me and the other guy that works here, we just drink like all of it.
8 cups a day, right?
I do a lot of work. I mean, I'm doing a lot of creative work for the shop, for my own pages. So I need energy all the time. Plus, I talk to a bunch of people, and I need to have this pep.
Right.
And CBD coffee, it calms me down and doesn't give me the jitters and gives me the energy boost that I need. The energy drop off isn't as bad. Like when you come off of drinking coffee, usually you can have a crash. But with CBD coffee, it's really not present for me.
Yeah, because you actually introduced me to. I never drank coffee.
That was so funny. So what I just learned from Sherm is
what's happening?
He never drank coffee until like last. What is it, like Thursday?
It was Thursday. Yeah, it was Thursday. Because I'm a water guy.
He was like, is coffee black?
Yeah. Oh, you remember that? Damn, how you gonna put me on blast like that? That's crazy,
it's
right?
It's so funny, dude. I actually told my girlfriend that's what happened.
Outrageous. Oh
so
my God.
Let's go.
What am I having right now? Coffee black?
Yeah, it's just black coffee.
Okay.
Just regular coffee, no sweetener or anything. And it's very smooth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's go back to American Grit for a second, right?
Yes.
You had that stunt at which they dunked you into a cold lake, right?
Yeah, with alligators.
With alligators?
Alligators was swamped around the whole lake.
Wait, so they were there?
Yeah.
And
I seen many, and
were they fed alligators? Were they kind of slow, or like?
I think they was kind of slow, but
they like fed them whole chickens before you guys got in the water.
Did. They better did, because trust me, if you was, but they had some really big ones, and it was like a storm at that time, so the alligators, all the trees got knocked down, so they were more exposed.
Yeah.
To but yeah, it was real life alligators, man. I would never go in that water. I can't swim, But it was a beautiful journey, and we didn't have no phones as well too, so it was beautiful.
That's pretty awesome that they did that.
Yeah.
How long were you there?
3 months. No, at least 2.5 months. 3 months. Yeah.
2.5 months.
Yeah.
And you basically like stayed in a hotel, or like how was the?
So the process, we went to a hotel, we did the casting, and then after that, when the final got picked, we flew back to New York. Finals got picked, then we flew out to Georgia for 2 months.
Did you make it to the finals? Like, how far along did you get?
I got to the 5th episode, 5 out of 10.
Oh man, that's pretty good.
Yeah. They was trying to get me off. Like,
what stunt knocked you off?
Oh, I was holding the ball for 3 hours with one hand.
You holding a ball?
Yeah, we was right over the cliff.
Mm-hmm.
If we even tilt forward, we would fall in the water with the alligators, or you could step back. But if you step back, if you move, the ball is because the ball was right on your fingertips, so you can't really move forward.
And the ball was attached to what? It was just on your hands.
It was attached to a string, and then we just had to hold the ball up like this.
Was it heavy?
It was heavy.
Like like a medicine ball-esque kind of thing.
Like a medicine ball, and after 3 hours, your arms start getting numb.
Dude.
And then I started hallucinating. I started looking down in the water, saying, "Mom, I got you." And I started looking to the sky, I started stretching.
Oh man, that's so crazy.
You know, and it's a double elimination. So that was the first double elimination everybody put me in. Grady team put me in, and I knew that they were, a little intimidated about me.
Yeah. Those double elimination things on like a reality TV show is like when two people get out that week, right?
Yeah.
Shit,
so the
crazy.
first one that was the going into the 5th episode. I did the double elimination. Will broke down in an hour. Carla stayed with me until 3 hours. She was doing yoga, so I was like, "Oh damn, she's doing yoga. She's getting bit up by mosquitoes. How's she surviving?"
Damn.
But I try my best. But mentally, it helped me go on. Because I know how strong I am as a person, and I would say anybody, I would recommend to do that challenge because it actually helps you and it pushes you.
The medicine ball thing.
Yeah, and hold it up for as long as you can because it shows that you never give up. It shows that you will go. It just open up your mental strength for some reason.
Wow, man, that's amazing. Is there any other like cool stunt that you could think of that you did on that show that was like a little crazy that the viewers might like to hear about?
Yeah, well, we did a couple. We ran through mud. The mud was like quicksand too.
Yeah.
My whole team almost got crushed in it. So what we did, it was very tough. It was very tough. And then it was
like you were running through mud. Yeah. Like how far deep could you fall in?
It was deep.
Like to your neck?
Yeah. So if you were moving, if you get stuck, like if your foot gets stuck in the mud, I remember our foot got stuck in the mud. Janessa fell. Allison fell, and then I was sucking in, so we was both sinking in as a team. So I was just like, nah, forget that. So I used my strength, and then I pulled Janessa up, I pulled Allison up, and then we had to crawl to the finish line.
Wow.
But we were sunk. We were sinking in that, and I didn't know we were really sinking. And
that
our
was
body
like
weight.
Which what number stunt was that?
That was probably the 3rd one.
And you guys made it through, right?
Yeah. And actually, that's the one that actually put me into elimination. So I think that was like around the 4th one.
Whoa.
Yeah, 4th episode. Yeah.
That's crazy. That sounds crazy. Yeah,
it's a fun journey. You meeting people. You don't have no phone. You have no devices. You just chatting with everybody, getting to know each other. Like it's a survival mode.
Did you catch beef with anybody in it?
Yeah, George Foreman's son. George, me and him was almost fall on set.
Whoa.
But we tight now. We like brothers. We tight. Whenever we see each other, it's the same love. Yeah. But I didn't know he was George Foreman's son. He probably would have boxed me up.
Yeah, I know, right? He named all his sons George.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But I think the one I met is much cooler than the other ones.
Yeah.
He's more goofy and funny, and he talks a lot.
That's cool, man.
Free spirited, man. I like that.
So before you got on American Grit, did you already have this following? Because I know on your Instagram you have over 80,000 followers on it already.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. Everyone would love to have that. Every business would love to have that right now because the kind of reach that you have to promote any message, whether it's just the way your career is going and like what you've been doing lately. Yeah. Which people are definitely interested in. That's why you have over 80,000 followers. Yeah. How are you doing on social media? Like, do you have a big presence?
Well, I like to be free spirited, and you have a big presence, and I do have a really good presence. But I'm like a calm, very funny guy and collective guy. So when people see me in person, they be like, "Oh shit, it's Sherman," I'm saying, excuse my language, but it's like, "Oh, it's Sherman." But I'm very goofy. Like I'm a hugger, and I'm a freak because I came from Guyana. So it's like you coming over here and you trying to adapt to the New York style, and I came. It's a little
less different. Friendly.
I was actually trying to learn how, because every time I spoke, I was like, "Where you going? What going on there, boy? We're going on there, boy. You going to the store? All right, go to the store. Go to the store." So I was. I had to slow it down a little bit, and it was pretty challenging growing up over here because you get bullied a lot, and but as you see, when I came over here, I look back on my past, like I did American Grit, I did Pink Collar Crimes, I did Russell Simmons show, I did P. Diddy show. I started.
You did P. Diddy show?
Yeah, I did it.
Which what's the show called again?
It was Sean John fashion show.
And so you did like a fashion show? I remember. Didn't he have like a reality TV show?
Yeah,
I thought that's what you meant. I was like, holy shit!
The brothers, but that was way back. That's when he was kicking. That's when it was he was giving it a test and stuff like that. But it was cool, and just seeing what I did, and then now I got the Foot Locker campaign in Madison, 42nd. It's like everything is just falling into place, man.
Wait, what campaign is that?
Oh, that was a Foot Locker campaign. I was in stores. It was on 42nd. It was a billboard.
When was that? Like
that was last year.
Damn,
that was
dude.
last year.
I'm rarely around that area.
And I didn't meet you. I didn't meet you at that time. I think I met you afterwards.
You know what? Maybe I saw you because last year I left my office. I worked in the Diamond District.
Oh, okay.
So I did a lot of videos in the 42nd Street area, and it was that.
Oh, you was doing videos around that?
Yeah, but what area?
It was
Times Square. Or something?
It was Times Square. It was 41st.
So you had like a billboard?
Yeah, it was really big, massive. It was Foot Locker campaign. Yeah. Shout out to Mark C and CJ and the whole Rashida and all
that's
the whole
amazing,
crew.
Man.
Yeah,
I'm probably gonna look up that ad or something, and maybe I can splice it in here just to show people that are listening. That's awesome, man. That's really cool. From American Grit. You
gotta stay consistent.
Yeah, I mean, so after American Grit, I remember you told me like, like how much change
it
impact did it have for you?
It changed drastically, social media wise as well too. People hated me, people loved me. My story is very beautiful on the show. Very, very beautiful.
Yeah. Why were they hating on you? Because
because I came in tough, and I was like Brooklyn in the house, Big Sherman in the house. That's what I do, baby. Yeah. So I'm.
You have to do that.
I like this is a competition. I want to win.
Yeah. Also, you want to win, and you want to have. I mean, I don't want to say you want to be kind of like outspoken, like Conor McGregor on the UFC, for example. Right?
Yeah.
Probably the most outspoken guy on the planet. Right? And he had the skills to back it up.
Yeah. But American Grit really did humble me because I'm young. I was young, and actually.
How old were you when you were on
I was like 21. Yeah. 21, 22.
And how old are you now?
I wouldn't say, but I'm 26.
Okay.
26 now. I'm 26 now. I was trying to figure, but
we can edit it out.
Yeah. No, but I'm 26 now, and I still look young. I have some summer Ray jeans, and we still looking young. So it was very cool. Met John Cena, seen John Cena in person. I was like, that's like.
Did you have like the theme song playing in your head? Like,
I told John Cena I'm a FU, man. You remember the FU, the signature movies? I said he's like, no, Sherman.
He's in the new Fast and the Furious, man.
Oh man, he's doing so great.
That's so crazy.
I'm happy for him, man. So happy for him, man.
What did you so after American Grit right? Like what were you doing after that? Like you did any other cool
after that
thing? Did you kind of just the reason why I'm asking this is I'm always interested in the journey of a person that's in entertainment, right? Because I kind of am, I guess. I'm trying to be. So like when after the American Grit, which was the biggest pop in your career probably at the time, right?
After American Grit was the biggest
what pop. Happened after? Like was it kind of like stale? Did you
after you had to keep on hustling. The producers love me. John Crow, that's Pops. I call him Pops. He hooked me up with Pink Collar Crimes, CBS.
Yeah,
I did
I saw that.
Yeah, I did.
I saw that.
I did.
Explain to people what that show is.
So basically, the show is about like people that did crazy stuff, like crimes and stuff, like fraud and get a lot of money, like millions and stuff like that, and they live in wealthy when it's like illegal. So people cheat the system in many different ways, but then got caught up. You know what I'm saying? So basically we was just recapturing the moments. And
so you did like a reenactment of what could have happened, because I remember I was watching like you were in, I was like, why is Sherman in court? And I was like, oh, this is the show. CBS, you said, right?
Yeah, CBS. Yeah,
that's awesome, dude. I remember I saw that. I showed it to my sister-in-law. I was like, yo, this guy buys CBD from us.
No, but I'm just a cool, and I like you guys because Ray, because you guys are like family now. You guys, I come in. It's always felt like that since from the first time coming in, because I wasn't into CBD. I used to drink a lot of water and keeping fit and stuff like that. So I came in because I overthink a lot. So as the moment I came in, you made me feel welcome. I was like, what's this stuff? I was like, and then I tried the product and I was like, wow, this is so calming.
I remember you came in during our sort of man, I can't think of the word right now. It was kind of like our blind opening phase, I guess. So we weren't fully open yet.
Yeah.
Because I remember
that was dope.
we invited you to our grand opening. Which was crazy.
Oh my God, it was beautiful. It was beautiful vibes.
Yeah.
And
There was a DJ outside. So let me ask you this. So I was busy that day, right? You know, I invited you. You were coming in. When you started like getting closer to the shop and like heard all this music and there was like at least like 50 people.
Yeah, it was
like, were you like, how did you feel when you were coming up the block? You're like, oh shit.
I was like, oh damn, a lot of people up in here, you know what I'm saying? It's about to be a party.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was so welcoming, it was so warm, everybody was having a good time, everybody had some CBD, everybody felt so relaxed. It just felt fun and just reconnecting, like, you know, with my lost souls. That's how it felt. And it was a beautiful moment because everybody was getting along with each other. Maybe because it was the CBD that everybody touched. We
try to keep it like light-hearted here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When a person comes in, I've had customers that weren't, you know, so outgoing. But by the time like we get into the conversation and I'm just like, I let them know like, you know, like we're here so that you can try this stuff. Like my family uses CBD from my mom all the way down to me, and everything in the shop was tested by us. And I think it just makes a person feel better to get this personal experience of it. Like even with this podcast, you know, like all other CBD podcasts that I've watched or just CBD content in general is so science heavy. Like you have to be like this expert to kind of watch it. It feels like school almost.
You're gonna fall asleep.
And like that's one thing I never wanted the shop to do, was to create content that was like school. You know, the reason why I wanted to have you on is you have this interesting life. You use CBD products sometimes, and you know, people would be interested in what you're doing, right? Because it's exciting. And that's kind of like our plans with this podcast. You know, have some of the brand people on, like, you know, maybe the guy from Red Bowie, or we had a podcast. It's good, right?
This is so good.
Yeah, smooth.
It
makes your verbal fluency smooth.
This is so good right here.
Very good.
Red Bowie.
But yeah, that's what we want to do with the podcast. Just have like fun people on so we can talk about CBD and a little bit about their background.
And you know what? This stuff really helps me with my nerves, because I was a little bit nervous today.
Dude, I was nervous.
Oh my God.
This is like my 25th podcast.
What the hell? This is like my second podcast. Ray, how you gonna set me up like this? But you set me up real nice because I'm relaxed, you know what I'm saying? This feels good.
Amazing, man. Let's talk about the Man Cave show a little bit. I know that's something that you're working on right now. What's the Man Cave show on YouTube?
The Man Cave show is basically, you know, we talk about all different movies and different titles, and it's a podcast that we're bringing aboard. You know, your love for A-list
I would
CBD.
Love to do that podcast.
I would love for you guys to
I've
come
met
on.
Julius, right?
Okay,
I've met Julius before.
That's my boy.
I can tell that me and him would talk about like movies and nerdy shit for a long time.
Oh my God.
That's what I do on my podcast, Sherm. So this morning I woke up at 6.
Yes, sir.
You know, I put a couple of clips together and like my recommendations of stuff that I'm watching. And then I talk about it on my podcast. That's what I do when it's a solo podcast. I basically talk about my life, what I'm watching currently, some funny clips I saw on the internet. And I feel like Julius would do a similar thing.
Yeah, because you guys compliment each other, man.
Because when he first came here, I was trying to show him my phone, and I was like, "Oh, hold on, let me just turn off this anime I'm watching."
We have mutual friends, y'all.
And I was like, "Oh, he's like, what are you watching right now?" You know, like very inquisitive, like, you know, because like true nerds are like that. Like, what are you watching, bro?
Because you watch Naruto. I remember.
I was watching. I was rewatching Death Note because I watched it a long time ago.
For sure.
And like I kind of forgot a lot of things, and I wanted to see. So on my own YouTube channel, I always try to talk about anime that people may have never watched, because a lot of people that watch me on my show, they don't know about anime, right? But I've got people like watching stuff. And so I wanted to take a look at some of the older stuff to see if I could recommend it. And like I think Death Note is one of those that is just like it's so out there, but it's like such a cool topic. I do think the Netflix movie was really bad. I don't know if you watched it.
No, I didn't watch it.
You know,
Yeah.
I
I gotta watch it though. But
Yeah,
you put it out there. How you gonna spoil the whole movie? Why do you feel it so bad? Why?
Well,
what's your thoughts?
Listen. I didn't watch it. Okay, like I watched reviews on it, and I watched the trailer.
Yeah.
And it kind of felt like. I remember like a while back they made a Dragon Ball Z movie, and everyone was white in it, right? And it was really weird, and it wasn't a good movie. I don't care if everyone's white on it.
What movie was that?
Like Ghost in the Shell, Scarlett Johansson is white, and she played a Japanese woman, right?
Oh, really?
But that movie was great.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even...
Dude, that was a great movie. Was it Scarlett Johansson? Am I thinking of the wrong thing? Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah.
And that was a good movie, and that came from an anime. But the Death Note movie on Netflix, everyone across the board was like, "Don't waste your time. Like it's not like it's gonna, like the anime is way better."
Yeah.
That's why I didn't check it out, man. But yeah, I think the Man Cave show, I'd love to do that. To talk about these things.
Yeah. We talk about all kinds of different movies right now. Like,
What did you guys cover the last time you did one?
Actually, this is my first time. I've been assisting, helping out or whatever as much as I can with DC. They cover Man Cave Show. They cover Fashion Week. They cover like right now it's being covered. Fashion Week is being covered right now.
Yeah.
So
Julius is a photographer, right?
He's a photographer.
Yeah.
Also,
he's like an entrepreneurial guy.
He's an entrepreneur, great person to be around, and you guys are doing a similar thing. So I actually love that. Me, I can't talk about movies. I know animes like Naruto and One Piece and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I know you guys would definitely have like a really great, because you have a great personality as it
thank
is,
you, man.
So it's like and he has a great person. So I think it's gonna be dynamic. But yeah, we will love, and also you should host because this is cool, man.
Yeah.
Right? This is beautiful, and you guys should host together as well too.
Yeah, I can't wait to do that show.
That coffee's banging, huh?
Yeah, I like it, man. I like it a lot. Let me just take a look at what we got going on.
You hooked that up.
So how did you get like this Foot Locker thing that you got last year? In between so after American Grit, you said you were just hustling, right?
Yeah.
And then did you have like another big moment after that one?
The big moment was Pink Collar Crimes. I think that was the next year.
Correct.
The next year, right after the next year. And I was in acting class. So I was doing little short films, and I was just improving myself, trying to get better. So then Fashion Week just popped off. I did Russell Simmons. I started
the Russell Simmons thing.
Yeah.
What happened there?
That was the Argyle culture.
Argyle culture.
Yeah, that was his line. Back, I don't know. I'm not sure if they continued it, but it was massive. It was a lot of people from Tyra Banks' show.
Yeah. America's Next Top Model?
Yeah, America's Next Top Model. A lot of people were there, and it was in 50 Cent and all these different celebrities.
Yeah.
It was a really, really fun moment as well, such as the PD show as well too.
Man, that's awesome. You were just doing a lot of like fashion shows.
I was doing a lot
like
of fashion shows.
The acting gig that you got was the CBS. Pink Collared Crimes.
Yeah,
you were good on that show because I watched it, and
that was real acting.
My brother is a director in the Philippines. He acts in his own videos, he does like horror movies. He does commercials. He's a director though, right? But he does act in his own stuff, and when it's my brother, I can tell that he's acting. Not that he's a bad actor, but I just know him so well. But with you, when I saw it, I was like, I believe that he's really this guy.
Yeah, I was.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just gotta state, I was, and that actually shout out to Ben as well too. Great producer. He told me just be yourself, and I was myself, and it turned out to being really good.
The guy that you were playing, like, what was his crime?
So his crime was he bought a big mansion from Jamila Davis, and Jamila Davis was actually the person that was being the whole series was about. So I bought a
mansion.
A mansion from her, and and then it was fraud. She did like some fraud stuff or whatever. And,
And, so you bought the mansion and you didn't get the mansion, or
I bought the mansion, I got the mansion, but then they were trying to take back the mansion from me. So we had to go to court. I don't know what's going on. I felt like I got set up. You know what I'm saying? So
when you were saying that right now, I was envisioning Like, could this really happen to you in the future? Like, you're gonna be this rich guy.
Yeah.
You've done the next Star Wars.
Yeah.
I bought the mansion, and then it was not a mansion. They were tracking me down. I had to go to court.
That would be a crazy reality show.
Right,
I'll be having gray hair when I'm 29.
What do you do, like, just for spare time? Like, do you go to the movies? Do you, like, you know, what's your thing? Like,
my thing, I like to
unwind.
bike. I like to bike ride. I like to watch a lot of movies. You know, like, you know, look at my favorite actors. That you know.
What's the last, like, cool movie that you like that you watched?
The Irish King is on Netflix right now.
Irish King. Who's in that?
I believe I can't really remember the actor's name, but
I think I've heard of the name. Like, I've seen it on Netflix.
Yeah, it just came out on Netflix actually, and I just looked into that as well because I like the acting in there. It's very like it was more mafia like.
Yeah,
you know, and I like that type of scene, you know, setting, and you know, I think I can.
The Irish King or Kill the Irishman?
Kill the Irishman. I am so bad.
Is it the Irish King? No.
Yeah, because I watched that joint yesterday.
The 3-hour movie.
Yeah, they did a fantastic
so Kill the
job.
Irishman, right?
Did you watch that?
I loved it.
Oh,
I loved it.
Did you watch the 3 hours?
I did. Here's the only thing, right? My only gripe with the movie, I don't like the whole you know, the face changing to make them younger.
Yeah.
The de-aging.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
Yeah.
I was fine with it. Like, I know the technology is not all the way perfect. They did look a little funky, but it was convincing enough to me.
Yeah.
The only problem that I had is there was a scene where Robert De Niro goes to beat up this guy from a deli, and he just looked like really weird, like beating him up because he's really old, you know. So he was like,
I remember that. Yeah, kicked him over, stepped on his feet.
And I was like, they should have just gotten like a body double and put his face on it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's the only gripe I really have with the movie. I liked it. I watched it. Really great movie. What did I watch recently? I watched this show called The Outsider. Like, I love horror.
Oh my god!
And The Outsider is on HBO. It has Jason Bateman in it. He's the guy from Ozark.
With you.
I love it, bro.
I can't
so
go to the
this is a movie. Imagine like True Detective with Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson, where they were like detectives and it was dark and they were investigating a crime.
Okay.
But then like it also has like a creature feature sci-fi feel to it. It's a big show on HBO right now.
Yeah.
And I watched 5 episodes in like a day.
I gotta check it. You binged it?
I binged it, bro.
Oh my
I'm a
god.
binger. That's just what I do.
No, I watch movies. I like watching movies on my spare time too, man.
Yeah. Do you have a lot of time left over, or like I know you were rushing to get here from the casting today?
We have time.
No, what I mean is like in general. Like, are you always pressed for time?
Oh yeah. I'm always bouncing around. It's either a photo shoot or audition or working on my craft as well, like acting wise.
Yeah.
And
do you like run lines with somebody?
Yeah, I run lines with my
acting
agent, and you know, just staying consistent and trying to kill this next decade.
That's the way to do it, man.
Yeah,
That's the way to do it. You know.
Yeah.
I definitely. Yep.
And actually, you know, this is a new decade, so I'm really liking the CBD. So that's actually in my life now. So I think this new decade is going to be. You know,
yeah, I mean, you know, it's kind of like crazy. Like, I don't want to touch on like some bummer topics, but it's like just this January alone, like things have been crazy. If you read social media at all, like, you know, it's like we had the Iran thing, then we had the Australian fires, then the coronavirus, then Kobe dies, and it's just getting crazy. It's just February now.
It feels like a shift. Like I felt the vibe because, you know, when I walk around, people is more aggressive and people is more like hustling, like trying to reach the new decade already. So it felt like everything is just moving so fast. Right, dude. It's like, whoa, what happened? There's a shift as soon as 2020 hit.
Yeah, it definitely feels like I don't know what to expect right now.
Me
to
either.
Be honest. You know what I mean? I really don't.
But that's why we spread positive energy. That's why it's people like us, you know, around to, you know, people come in here, they feel comfortable, you know, and then, you know, you go outside, you know, just spreading positive love and, you know, positivity.
Correct.
Through the podcast too.
Yeah, man. Through the podcast. I want to talk about, let's see what I got on here right now. So we talked about the muscle gel. Right? We got the vitamins. That's the one that you took.
This one tastes so good.
I think we talked about these already. What was I going to ask you? So the Foot Locker campaign, right?
Yeah.
How did you hear that you got that? Like, were you like just like, oh shit,
man, you know,
like,
was,
how did you hear? Did somebody call you? Were you at a meeting?
Instagram.
Somebody DM'd you on Instagram and said, hey, do you want to be on Foot Locker?
Yeah.
What?
It was dope, man. It was dope. I was like, holy crap. You know what I'm saying? I can't curse with it. But I was like, damn. I was like, for real, because, you know, sometimes I'm a little bit insecure about how I look and different things. But I'm like, you're really at the right page. You're like, yeah, we want to use you. So, Rashida, shout out to you, and Mark C and the whole crew.
DM'd you on Instagram.
DM'd me on Instagram.
And gave you this huge gig.
Yeah, and actually, you know, you models really held it down, you know.
That's
my mother
amazing,
agent.
dude.
So, you know, they got it set up and then we got it rolling. It was actually cold on that day too that we shot. It was like -5.
Where did you shoot, in Times Square? Or?
No, we shot around the Coney Island area.
Mm-hmm. So like that, like beachy.
Yeah, we had the whole park for ourselves.
Right. That's a good area to shoot. Yep.
Yeah. So
they shut down the whole park.
They shut down the whole park.
What?
Yeah.
Big money.
Yeah. So I was like, cool. So, you know, we went on there, but it was very cold. Like at one point, it was very cold. Our fingers was freezing. I was like, damn, man. But I was like, well, we had fun. You know, we had to turn it into fun. So, we get, you know.
Yeah, I think people don't get that. Cool.
It's cool.
I was talking a little bit about this. So in entertainment, like, I think people don't understand how much work actually goes into this stuff. Mm-hmm. So I was telling you that I was on this movie. Mm-hmm. I was in the Philippines, and I was on this movie called Gimmick, The Reunion. So Gimmick was a show, think like Saved by the Bell, like for teens kind of show. Like 90210 type for the Philippines, right? And this was like their reunion movie.
Yeah.
And I literally breakdance on screen for only like less than a minute. And I was on set for 2 days.
See?
2 days, bro.
See?
And that was just, I wasn't even playing a speaking role. I was breakdancing. I think I ordered some food or something.
Yeah.
And it's funny too. Here's one thing that I learned, right, with entertainment or with TV rather, is like, they didn't really give us lines. So the guy was just like, okay, just pretend that you're ordering food from me.
Okay.
So I was just like, yeah, let me get fruits.
Yeah. You're talking
and
all that smack.
Cheeseburger, and, you know, like he'll have roast beef, like, you know, but they don't really hear you, but they just want you to have action.
I
didn't know that was a thing. Like if you're an extra.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so, you know, in the Philippines, the way it worked was it was at this place called Gorilla's Bar, and it had like a gorilla as a logo.
They had burgers there?
No, it was like, think like a tiki bar type joint, but in the Philippines.
Okay, that's
but
dope.
Here's the fucked up part. So like, there was an actual restaurant, right? And they were like, oh, only actors get to go in here. But here's the thing that was so cool. So Jolina, who's kind of like the main star of that show, the biggest person.
Yeah.
She got pissed and she told like I don't know what they're called, like the showrunners or whatever. They were like, yo, the extras are actors too. Like they can eat here if they want.
Yeah, of course.
So like we all went in there.
Of course. Yeah. Because they try to treat you different as well.
Like the craft services to us was like, go somewhere else.
Yeah,
you know, but then no, the biggest, I was like, what are you talking about? They work hard, you know?
Yeah,
and then we got to go in there and it was cool. But
because you guys are humans at the end of the day, you guys just trying to get to, and that was the closest spot, right?
No, there was other restaurants that were like further down.
Yeah, but y'all wasn't feeling that.
Because the way that the Philippines, there's a lot of like mountain areas. Oh, so this was like you had to drive up a mountain and then it was like a roadside type restaurant because that scene basically was that group of friends opened up that restaurant.
Oh, okay.
And it was like a party scene going wrong.
Oh, okay.
And what ended up happening is the main lead, right, starts singing a song. Everyone gets together and things start happening for the restaurant. People start ordering drinks.
Oh,
it was that kind of vibe, right?
Yeah.
And then, so, you know, there was really no other restaurants like around. So it was really cool that we got to eat in there.
And how did you feel? I mean, I know you was on set for a good while, but
2 days.
Oh my gosh, 2 days.
What's the longest you've ever been on set? Like a day?
Yeah, like probably, a day. Sometimes it's short. It's like, you know,
the CBS.
For the CBS, it was like, you know, I did my role.
It was like a day.
It was like a day, and then I got out, and then after that, American Great was not a day. So you know,
how long did that take?
That was like I was 3 months.
3 months?
Yeah, 3 months with no cell phone.
Holy
on set
shit,
with
man.
no phone, just figuring out life.
3 months. So like the only people that you could talk to were people on the show
yeah.
and other contestants.
Yeah. And
Did you like get cool with people? Like, was most people cool or?
Yeah. Well, so when we started filming, it was like a month. It was like a month, and then but the whole process was like flying to LA. We stayed over there for a great amount of time, and then we had to fly back. Then we flying. So the whole process was like 3 months. But we were over there for like 2 months, 1 month and a half.
Yeah. But like actually like filming.
Living there. And even on our off days, we had to talk. We had no phone.
There's a lot of waiting, right?
Yeah,
that's what a lot of people don't understand.
A lot of anticipation.
It's like you are waiting because because first of all, you're getting yourself psyched up so you can do these, whatever, if you even have lines or if you have to perform or whatever. Yeah. And like, you don't know when you have to do it. Yeah. And when you have to do it, you have to. Yeah. Like they're like in an instant, like they're like, you gotta go now. People think it's like really structured, which is kind of is. Yeah. But then like sometimes, you have to get in there now. You have to be ready. You gotta be ready at all times. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of these contestants was doing a makeup and the challenge was right now. And they actually woke us up with steel pans and banging and a lot of noise. You guys were sleeping? Yeah, we were sleeping. Man. And that individual wanted to do what she needed to do, but it caught up. It's all in the episodes and stuff like that. Yeah. But yeah. What did they make you do at this audition?
Oh, they made me. I was just myself. I was.
What did they ask you questions or like? I just want to know like what it was like. So I know that audition. This is what I picture auditions to be. Yeah. Like people are like just waiting in line in the room. Yeah. And then they just call you in, right?
Actually, we had our own hotel room in LA, and then that's the physical. And then we met. That's when I met John Crow and Alicia. And they loved me instantly. I was like, yo, what the hell going on, man? Come inside. And it was like, awesome. Okay, cool. So, they had, it was just me and then we had our private moment. And
so it wasn't like a group like casting where you're going in.
It was a group set time. And it was not, but honestly, we couldn't, we didn't even look at the other contestants. We couldn't because we didn't want to see, you don't want to see.
Yeah. So, yeah. Wow, that's crazy, man.
Yeah. But then when we got on set, that's when we seen everybody. They blindfolded us too.
What?
Yeah, in the car when we was going to.
So when you were driving,
I was with the other contestants inside. I know nobody. Whoa. I know how nobody.
How'd you feel then?
I was in the front seat, so I was away from everybody.
But you were blindfolded.
But I was blindfolded. I thought it was exciting. I'm adventurous, so I like to live on the edge. So I like the surprises. Dude. So
that sounds like an awesome thing though.
Yeah.
Blindfolded. I'm a spy.
There was a lot of snakes there. I'm scared of snakes, man. It's not good.
Dude, my mom is so scared of snakes that if I show her a toy one, she'll freak out.
I'll be trying to figure out how they be walking, like they go like this, but how they really be moving. You know what I'm saying? Like they got tiny legs,
grippy scales.
Yeah, but they move fast.
Yeah, dude, you don't want to mess around with that, man. Don't want to mess around with that. Before we close today, where can people find you? What do you is there anything that you want to promote?
Yeah. Well, you guys can find me on Instagram at Shermon B. For people that wants to work, that want me to do their modeling or whatsoever, you guys can always follow my agency, U Models NYC, and also check out the Man Cave Show. It's coming soon. That's my first podcast, so boop, you guys tune in. Yeah, and
we are going to definitely link people to that when we come out. Now, I'm going to be doing that show. Yes. So if you guys like this one, a little bit of splice of CBD content with just like talking to an interesting person, like buddies, like talking and stuff. Yeah. And I really had a great time. This is the second episode, and I hope you guys did too. This is the A-List CBD podcast saying peace.
Yes, sir. Peace. And you're right. Let me get one more of those CBDs.
All right. See you guys later.
All right.
Yo, if you guys want to see hemp and CBD content presented in a different way, hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to tap that bell icon so we can rock out in the comments.